Hello, this is Susan Ashley. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Susan Kassandra. Today I'd like to just carry on a little bit from the conversation I had with you about 2022 and the year of manifestation and creation. And we know that this manifestation and creation is coming from that God force. So it's about being in alignment with that. So you can call it universal light, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but I'm going to call it God force. Now, when you're in alignment with that God force, it means that one has to come from the heart. It's like the initiation that Jesus had in the desert, against the devil, when the devil was tempting him. I'll give you these riches, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. And I'm sure a lot of people have been through that and said yes to the devil, as we know. So if you say yes to that God force, you say yes to that light force, then you really have to stand by that. And particularly when it comes to abundance, because poverty consciousness is one of the biggest things that we're challenged with, right? So it's that's the cat. We found this stray cat. It came to us, actually. It came to us completely devastated, this cat. And now he's become, well, he's not really a house cat because he's still a bit feral, but he hangs around us. He's here every day. And we love him. He's very sweet. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so this initiation is all about trusting that God force will guide you to what you need, but also that you yourself, to trust yourself, that you can create what you need, that it will be guided to you in the appropriate time. So you will have an initiation into this. Every time we go into a new energy, there's a period of initiation. There's an initiation that goes along with that. And it's really, in a way, it's a matter of showing your commitment, right? Because when we say, oh, I really want to go into abundance, I really want to experience that creative force, but we're hanging on to those old beliefs that say, oh, well, I can't really help my friend there because it means I'm going to have less. So these initiations, I'll just share with you the sort of initiations, well, you could expect. One is directly related to finances, right? So it could be that, this happens to me, okay? And it happens randomly. So it's not like it only happens once. And it's not as if I'm challenged by it. But it's almost as if that God force wants to say, okay, let's see, are you still in alignment with this or have you fallen, So it could be that I'm standing in a line in a supermarket and there's an elderly person in front of me, or a single mum or something like that in front of me, and I can see that they're gauging how much this is all going to cost. And they're sort of looking at what they can do without, what they could get rid of if need be. And so I'll get a little nudge that says, Susan, you should pay for their groceries. I don't know who the person is. So I will just say to them, excuse me, I've had an amazing day. I've had this incredible luck today, and I'd really love to share that with you. Would you allow me to pay for your groceries? Because I'm just feeling so great. And when you put it like that, people will always say yes, right? If I said to them, oh, I can see that you're struggling, and I'm treating them like a victim and saying, I can see you're struggling. I'd really like to help you. Oh, please let me help you. No, I'm saying, let me share my wealth with you. Let me share my abundance with you. Let me share my luck, my life with you, That's coming from a totally different energy. And, they always say yes, and like anybody who works for themselves, my income goes up and down. So I could be very challenged by that in a week, They could say to me, hey, Susan, pay for this, and I might be going, I don't know, I wanted to go and do such and such, and now I can't if I do this. But I will say, okay, obviously it wasn't needed for me to do that. But it's not about you doing it because you know you're in initiation. It's about you doing it because you're in flow with that God force, and you're understanding that God's angels, God's army of angels and light ambassadors and all of that are us. That God force is working through us. We are someone else's earth angel. We are someone else's support. And they might be for us. Like I can remember once really struggling with something. And I was on a bus stop. And this woman was standing beside me. And she just turned around and gave me a direct message. And I was stunned. And I kind of just breathed and took it in, and then I turned around to say thank you, and she was gone. So I wondered, really, was it a person or what that was? But yeah, that sort of thing. And also, you know, sometimes I'll have a client, and they could be a very wealthy client, and guidance might say to me, you know, you need to gift this session to them. And so at the end of it, I'll say to them, you know, I think it's really good for you to receive this as a gift. And, you know, people will often go, oh, no, I couldn't do it. And I say, look, receiving is an art. And it's really important to learn how to receive without thinking we have to give something back. Sometimes people only receive, and then their whole time they're thinking, how can I pay this person back? Or they feel guilty. So I would like you to receive this in the manner in which it's given, as an act of you allowing yourself to really receive love from people, because this is coming from my heart. You see, it's things like this. It's initiations. Other initiations is in abundance, because there's lots of them, is also the initiation of competitiveness. Right? So say you're working with someone and they have something amazing happen, you know, really amazing happen. They get the best sales that week and their business is going really well. So if you start to feel, oh, I'm going into competition, who do they think they are? And you start going into competition with them, you watch how quickly you will fall back in your energy system. You know, it won't work for you. You won't achieve with that vibration, particularly going into 2022. So it's going to be really, really difficult for some people, because they're going to be challenged in their heart, because the abundance that's coming in is a heartfelt abundance. You know, when we do these meditations that I'm doing, we incorporate abundance as a frequency, as an energy. But first we have to go into our heart to reach it. And this has been really important. And was very, very interesting. For me, I get messages, emails every week telling me what people have experienced, what miraculous things have happened as a result of them being in the space of their heart with the frequency of abundance. So we can't afford to go into competition with others. And we can't afford to think ourselves, if we have had a really good week, to think of ourselves as superior to others either. You know, you often see these people who do have, are fortunate financially, and they treat other people in a not so pleasant way. And they think that they can have authority over them because they're the ones with the cash at the moment. And this is never going to get you into the kingdom of heaven, as they say, you know. Well, I think what I was told years ago was, and it's always sat with me, the hands in which money is held will change. And I believe that's going to start next year. I feel it's already starting, and you might say, well, you know, Amazon did pretty good, and all these other companies did really good in the pain and suffering that we've had over the last 18 months, 2 years. It's going to change. the hands in which money lays will change. And it's going to go into the hands of people who are coming from that higher vibration. You can't go into a higher vibration with a stain on your soul, a stain on your heart that says, I want more. When I hear people say, but I deserve, they'll come and say, can you help me create this? I say, yeah, sure, I can. I'm really good at helping people create things. Really good, right? But as soon as they start saying, because I deserve it, I'm entitled to it, I have done this and it's my, I should have that returned to me because, and the other one is, if I'm going to work for God, then God has to look after me. Or if I'm going to do this healing work, then I need this and that. It's very authoritative, and it's really not coming from the heart. So as soon as I hear people say that to me, when they come to me and they say, I'd really like some help with this, manifesting something in their life, and they start saying that, I know immediately, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. So we have to address that first, because if you're challenging spirit and saying, prove to me how amazing you are by giving me this, it's a little bit childish, and it's not really understanding how energy works. So these initiations are really, really important, and they're going to really hit you in the face next year, because if you really want to be in alignment with that 5D of unity consciousness, finding your tribe, co-creating together, because that's what it's going to take for us to get out of the crap that we're in right now. We're going to have to join together. We cannot join together with ego. We have to join together with the spirit of unity, which means I understand your role, I understand my role. And it's all important, all of it. And yes, there may be someone who is the leader, the organizer, someone who does the fine details, someone who sees the bigger picture. But they have a role. They're not nominating themselves as the leader. They're just automatically the person who sees the bigger picture. So if you're a person who's detail orientated, you get fixated on those details, and you can take a while to get something done. But that's hard to be a leader when the leader has to see everything and quickly make decisions and things, Whereas the person who's detail orientated will want everything in alignment before they make a decision. So they're not very good leaders, but often they want to be. So you need to kind of see what your role is. I'm learning what my role is. When I'm getting, a lot of people recently are asking me, join a group, help us with this. We'd like you to come into this group. And what I'm seeing my role is not so much as, an influencer or a promoter or a marketing person or whatever. I feel my role is to support it energetically and to spread that energy out so that things are drawn to people and it makes it flow a lot more easy, and that's what I've noticed. So I'm very clear on what my role is. I don't want to be the leader. I don't want to be the spokesperson for any of that. I am there holding a space and energy, and I'm bringing the energy together as a collective. So joining the hearts of everyone, creating a place of peace where we identify the common link between everyone and amplify that, right? It's not about the individual. It's about finding that common link and sticking with that. When you do that, I'm telling you, amazing things happen. But the interesting thing is, if one person in that group goes into ego, or has an initiation and doesn't pass it because they've gone into greed, or they've gone into superiority, or something like this, the whole thing falls apart. It's like that saying, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So that's what I'd like to say about initiation. It's a very interesting thing. Get prepared for that. Ask yourself, is this an initiation right now? And don't sort of think to yourself, oh, I better do it or I won't pass the initiation, because you have to do it from the heart. It has to come from your heart. So the better question to ask is, why am I resistant to do it? What is it in me that is feeling lack right now? Do you know what I mean? Like what is it in me that's feeling this lack and is responding from lack rather than trusting? You know, when you work for yourself, a lot of people notice this. It's your business is about your energy primarily. So if I feel like crap, everybody cancels, you know, my work just falls apart. And then when I feel really good and positive, everybody calls, everything. So I've learned to trust that. So I have learned that if I'm feeling like crap, not to worry, not to stress, just allow myself to work through whatever I'm going through, because I know as soon as I come out of it, I'm going to create that abundance once again. So it's really about trusting in yourself and trusting the fact that consciousness is guiding you and it's showing you the way. So thank you for sharing with me this day. If you'd like to know more about me, you can go to my website, lovelightandtruth.com. And if you'd like to book an appointment, you can. If you'd like to join Ignite the Light meditations, please do. Share these videos with your friends and have a beautiful creation.